Hello and welcome to another episode of A Little More Light podcast, where we talk about how you can better your life and also the life of others around you. So if you haven't, please subscribe, like, share, and let's go into the topic of today. The topic of today is, are you a giver or are you a taker? So this is a very, very special topic to my heart because I really believe that some of us are born with a desire to spread light, to help others. While for others, it doesn't mean they're not capable of it, but they tend to be drawn to looking out for themselves first. And this is seen in all areas of life, in business, in family, in friends. You will be able to find always someone who's willing to help, to go out of his way or her way, to be of service, to be of help, to go above and beyond without expecting anything in return. And then there's always those who are always unavailable, or there's always an excuse, and or sometimes they even take credit for things that they didn't really participate in. And the question today I'm asking you is, which one are you? Are you a giver or are you a taker? There is another category, which is being in the middle, tit for tat. If you do something for me, I will do something for you in return. If you gave me this, I will give you that, etc., etc. And they always calculate and see where they are in the relationship. And it's so important if you want to grow and elevate yourself to, we can say, a higher level of consciousness, to be closer to being like God and less like an animal, then you have to open your mind to become more of a giver. When we're born, of course, as babies, we're only interested in ourselves, our own need. It's totally normal because a baby is just here into this world, is helpless, and is focused. The parents are waking up in the middle of the night. Doesn't matter. I want my milk. I need to be taken care of. And same thing, as we grow, we start learning in school that things don't belong to us and that we have to respect others. And we can't just grab whenever we want. And then finally, when we become an adult, we start to understand the power of generosity, of helping others. We see that when we volunteer, when we don't get anything in return, it feels good. It fills us with a sense of purpose, and it brings meaning into our life. And so I want to talk about, does this approach of being a giver, is it actually working? Meaning, a lot of people who are giver, it would make sense to say that they are taken advantage of on a regular basis, because everyone knows that if you ask this person, they will say yes. And so, is it actually working, this approach of being a giver? And we're going to answer this through, of course, some stories, because I always like to bring something concrete, something inspiring, some examples, and so let's do that. So I'm going to bring up this story of this investor and this financial advisor, who a very, very special story of two people who were getting it started into doing business together. And so the investors, came to this financial advisor. Now, this financial advisor was introduced to him by a friend. And this investor, met with the financial advisor. And at the moment in his career, this financial advisor wasn't doing very, very well. He had started for about 2 years, 3 years. And if anyone is in the career of being a financial advisor, those are the most difficult years that you could experience, in this kind of business, this kind of line of work, because you have to build up your clientele, you have to build up your name, people have to trust you. It's a very, very difficult thing. And so this opportunity was a great opportunity for the financial advisor. And so they met and decided to invest in, this investor wanted to invest in this particular company and wanted the financial advisor to do the deal. The problem is the financial advisor was very, what should we say, honest kind, generous. And really, when we think of the word financial advisor, it was really looking out for the investor's best interests. And this was going to be a very, very large commission. But this financial advisor said, I can't do the deal. I can't, because I don't think it'll be a good deal for you. And as your advisor, I have to advise against it. And so the investor starts laughing. He says, what are you talking about? I want to invest in it. I brought the deal up. I brought up this company. This is where I want to put my money. And I want to do the deal. And really, I'll be honest with you, if you don't want to go ahead with the deal, then I'll go to someone else and I'll do the deal with them. And so the advisor was conflicted, but he stuck to his gun and he said, you know what, I can't. I don't think it's going to be a good investment. And I can't in a clear conscience tell you, go ahead. And what happened is the other guy, the investor, went ahead and with someone else invested. And about 6 months later, he comes back and he says, you know what? I have to admit, you were right. This investment was a total disaster. I shouldn't have gotten into it to begin with. I should have listened to you. And now here I am. And I wanted to tell you, I want to thank you for your honesty and for being just straightforward. It's so rare. It's so rare to find someone who actually doesn't look at his own self-interest first. And so I want to tell you something. This is what the investor told him. He says, I want to tell you something. You think this deal might have been a big deal, but really, I'm a very, very large investor. And for me, this was a very, very small transaction. And so I'm not too upset about it. But I can tell you one thing. I'm not alone investing. I have a lot of friends who are investors. And I'm going to tell everyone, first of all, I'm going to do deals only with you because finding someone you can trust is so difficult, so rare, and you just proven yourself to me. But I'm going to tell all my friends that we should all invest with you from now on. And he became a very, very successful financial advisor in the Silicon Valley. And it's an incredible story because, on the one hand, maybe he should have taken the deal, but then he wouldn't have separated himself from the group. He wouldn't have shined the way he did with his choice. When you do something hard like this, it is very difficult and you're losing. And moment after you're losing, you question yourself and you're asking yourself, am I really doing the right thing for myself and my family? This guy wanted to invest no matter what. I should have done the deal. But the truth is, when you actually not only stick to your gun, but think of someone else's best interest, what happens is something incredible happens. You start being looked at not at just everyone else, but at somebody who has integrity. And so this is a typical story of being a giver, thinking of someone else's first. In Pirkei Avot, it says, what is the character of someone who is a righteous person? Is someone who say, what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours. And it means that I'm going to do whatever I can to help you succeed without asking for anything in return. And when you do that, I promise you, Hashem will make sure that God will make sure that you are going to succeed as well. And I give you a challenge and ask you to try it. And to finish, I want to tell you about givers and takers. Givers a lot of time are being taken advantage of. And a lot of time they are by takers. But eventually, what happens is you're creating so much trust, so much faith in you and the power of a good name, as we talked before, that you are on your way to great, great success. And so don't give up. If you're stuck into the first phase and you're a giver and you're helping people, don't give up. It will turn around. You will become successful. And so a question I'm asking you is, are you a giver or are you a taker? Evaluate yourself. Search into how you approach life and be honest with yourself. So let's go ahead and become givers, and let's succeed. Want to wish you a great day. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, share, like, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.